Hey friends, I'm jumping on because I want to make a video about something that has really resonated in my heart for some time now, and it's the story of the dot-com bubble that happened in the early 2000s. You know, as the internet boomed, this new emerging technology and landscape was starting to be developed. You know, we had the stock market was going crazy, and there was a huge bust. It was called the dot-com bubble. You know, there's a famous saying that, you know, if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. You know, so I think one of the most prophetic things we can do is go back in time, study history, and then we can better learn and navigate how to walk out the future that lies before us. And just on a side note as well, I felt like prophetically the dot-com bubble is really important for those who are investing into this new emerging technology of blockchain. So I found a video which is absolutely amazing. It's 5 minutes long. It gives a wonderful insight and introduction to the dot-com bubble. And if you're like me and you watch this video, you're going to be like, wow, you know, I think you're going to see crypto in this. So yeah, so I'm going to play the video. I'm going to watch it with you, and then maybe just do a little bit of a reaction and a dialogue and a talk about it as we get going.
It's early 1993, and the internet is kind of poopy. Sure, the ability to transfer data globally, and developments like the World Wide Web have been revolutionary, but only 2.3% of the US population is actually online.
So isn't that interesting that in 1993, only 2.3% of people are actually using the internet? And now crypto has been around for over a decade now, but it's still hardly being used by mainstream. It's hardly being used by your everyday user, and I believe that that's going to change. But yeah, let's carry on.
Because unless you're a techie, it's not that easy to use. That is until the release of Mosaic, a user-friendly home internet browser that shows pictures alongside text. The first to do so. Suddenly doing the internet isn't so hard, leading web traffic to increase 1,000% within a month of Mosaic's release. And as the web starts bumping, entrepreneurs make a move. After all, with the internet in its infancy, there's a lot of untapped potential. And with interest rates at their lowest point since the 70s, starting a company is easier than bringing cups to a potluck. So before long, all kinds of .com companies start showing up. From online retailers to search engines, early social media pages to, oh, that didn't take long. But the real gold rush comes late 1995, all thanks to a company called Netscape Communications. You see, Netscape has launched its own internet browser, known as Navigator.
I'm going to pause the video there. I'm just going to go back just a little bit.
From online retailers to search engines, early social media pages to, oh, that didn't.
That's probably not the best place to pause it, but so to me, this kind of feels a little bit like crypto, you know. I think CoinGecko, if you go on CoinGecko, over 14,000 different cryptocurrencies have been added to CoinGecko since 2013. So only about 7,000 of them still exist. So over 50% either no longer exist, have gone bankrupt, or have gone bust. But just like the early days of the internet, I think we're seeing a bit of a gold rush. We're seeing a lot of companies, we're seeing a lot of institutions trying to get on the crypto train, if you want to call it that.
Take long. But the real gold rush comes late 1995, all thanks to a company called Netscape Communications. You see, Netscape has launched its own internet browser, known as Navigator. And with its faster, easier to use interface, it's made quick work of Mosaic. Mosaic Killa. Mozilla? That's good. I'll write that down. But anyway, even though Netscape is losing money to costs, the founders decided to cash in on the browser's success through an initial public offering. Now, normally investors...
How many cryptos have done IPOs, initial public offerings, and they get loads of institutional investors, it gets put on Binance, all these cryptos start pumping, but do they have utility? Do they have real use case? Do they have wide adoption? You know, these are very important questions that we need to ask ourselves if we are long-term investors into digital assets and cryptocurrency.
Looking for companies with solid profits to invest in. But Netscape is different. Everyone and their dog uses Navigator. And with internet adoption accelerating, you'd have to be a dummy to pass up on the opportunity. So the stock goes public, and on its first day of trading, its price doubles, with investor demand pushing the company's market capitalization to $2.7 billion in a matter of minutes, something that took General Dynamics 43 years. It's a huge success, with Netscape reaching rock star levels of fame, inspiring a wave of entrepreneurs and exciting investors. And with the proverbial gates of Valhalla now open, we enter the internet age, as people flock to achieve their own online glory. Before you know it, auction sites, web portals, internet radio, and even a food delivery service are coming online, with new companies revolutionizing life as we know it and experiencing huge sales growth right out the gate. Not to mention investors are tossing money at every IPO they can. Now, sure.
I can't help but laugh because if crypto is not a carbon copy, a mirror of what happened in the 1990s and early 2000s, I don't know. We're seeing all these cryptos emerge, these meme coins emerge, these blockchain technology companies emerge, and they're getting money thrown at them by institutional investors. And yeah, let's carry on, have a look.
Companies are spinning out their Yahoo for this growth. So after costs, their profits are pretty, well, non-existent. But hey, this is the internet we're talking about. The biggest thing since sliced bread. If you want to make it big, you've got to be spending to grow your business. And besides, with the banking industry convincing investors that losses now just mean larger profits down the road, there's plenty of money keeping the dream alive. So dot-coms continue to splurge, spending investor funds on advertising, acquisitions, fancy offices, fat paychecks, and all expenses paid vacations and parties for employees. You know, the essentials. And for the most part, times are good. By 1999, the tech-heavy Nasdaq has doubled, with even telecom and equipment companies getting in on the action, building out infrastructure and enabling companies to explore the boundless frontiers of the internet. But before long, troubling tides begin to emerge. With sales growth becoming the only thing investors care about, companies are employing growth at all cost tactics, selling units at a loss, spending excessively on marketing, and making hasty acquisitions to keep up their growth. Worse yet, some companies are simply adding .com to their name to get in on the hype, with others going public without even having a finished product. But investors have been convinced to look past outdated metrics like profitability and valuation, so they're buying up anything with a pulse and a domain, something that only intensifies when rumors surface of an impending computer calamity, Y2K, a calendar bug that threatens to end technology as we know it. The scare leads to a wave of computer equipment upgrades, boosting business activity and pushing markets into an outright mania. Stocks start seeing 400, 500, nearly 700% returns on their first day of trading, with other tickers rising to above 1,000% in 1999 alone. People are leaving their day jobs to trade stocks full time, and as more companies battle for online real estate, things start to feel like a fever dream. Whoopi Goldberg is advertising a crypto wannabe, people are scanning barcodes with cats, and an online retailer has spent millions to make a sock puppet a nationally recognized mascot after mere months of existence. And on March 10th, 2000, the Nasdaq Composite Index hits 5,048 points, a bubble 200 times the size of underlying earnings. But while it would take the index only 5 years to rise over 500%, it would take only half that to undo it all. You see, with the Federal Reserve planning on aggressively tightening monetary policy and insiders cashing out, selling pressure has been on the rise. Not to mention that, after crazy spending, people just don't need as much computer equipment or online retailers. So on March 13th, when it's announced that Japan has entered a recession, the Nasdaq slips, suffering its fourth largest loss up to that point. It's enough to spook investors and get them questioning whether their companies can survive without their cheap capital. The answer? No. Not really. As the taps turn off, dot-coms find themselves burning through cash. And with promised profits failing to materialize, things go from Mamma Mia to Red Wedding real quick. Within months, companies that had reached $100 million valuations become worthless, and markets tumble as management mishaps and even fraud come to light. By March of 2001, the US is in a recession, and on October 9th, 2002, the Nasdaq bottoms out at 1,114 points, a 77.9% decline from its peak.
Pausing it there because I think this is an extremely valuable lesson. So I'm not minimizing the value of blockchain, of cryptocurrencies. I believe that the technology, just like the internet, Web 3.0, when it comes, is going to revolutionize society into its next phase, its next season. I do think that there are crypto assets that are hugely inflated in value, in market cap, because of investments, because people are throwing money at it, because every cat and their dog can buy crypto now, because you just need to download an app on your phone. And you know, I do believe that this year crypto is going to continue to explode, and we're going to see new all-time highs. We're going to see market caps of coins just go through the roof. I mean, Bitcoin's just already beating its all-time highs. Ethereum's at over $4,000, I think, you know, and we're going to see other coins do extremely well. But the value is not in the coin, it's in the technology, and I can't stress that enough. And the reason I'm making this video is because I love God's people. I love Christians. I have a heart for investing. I have a heart for God's people who are investing. And I think there's going to be so much hype that if a black swan event does happen, whether it's this year, next year, the year after, I think we're going to see cryptos, we're going to see blockchain companies that don't actually have profitability, that don't actually have use case or utility, that their tokenomics aren't actually that great, we're going to see the plug being pulled on those companies, on those assets, and on those coins. And the market caps and the value of those assets and those digital assets and coins is just going to plummet. And I don't want to lose money. I don't want people to lose money. You know, I'm not a professional trader. I'm sure most people watching this video aren't professional traders. We're just ordinary people that are jumping on board and riding this train. But I think we need to be aware. We need to be careful. And I'm not saying don't be in faith. You know, that if we pray, the Lord will lead us and guide us and help us to invest into the right opportunities. But it's just to be aware, you know, that I think history will repeat itself. Just as it did in this video. But anyway, let's finish the video and see what comes next.
Over 415,000 IT jobs would be lost as a result of the tech crash, and it would take the Nasdaq 15 years to recover. While some dot-coms would survive and actually go on to prosper, half would fail by 2004, with many others becoming but shadows of their former selves. Oh, and as for Netscape, the company that arguably kicked this all off, it would lose its market share to a program released just a week after its IPO, Internet Explorer. And while AOL would acquire the company, its name and that of thousands more would eventually fade into obscurity. It goes to show that not all that glitters is gold. And while a great idea can send stock prices to unfathomable levels, it takes but a reality check to pop a bubble. Thanks for watching. Despite the dot-com crash, the internet, and by extension the web, did of course go on to revolutionize the world, just not in the way many investors had hoped for. In fact, while the number of websites online grew during the bubble, it continued rising after the crash, and currently sits around 1.72 billion. Or should I say 1.72 billion and one, because as of right now, theplainbagel.com is live. That's right.
Right. Like I find that hugely inciting, and personally, I believe it's prophetic as well. I think that we're going to see something very similar of what happened in the dot-com bubble happened in the crypto space as well. And I think we're going to see a lot of these meme coins fade away. We might even see some strong performing coins that have been around for a number of years fade away, just as these were strong performing companies, you know, in the beginning. So my heart is, let us pray. If, you know, maybe you're watching this video and you're in crypto to make some quick money overnight, you know, swing trading, maybe trading just a little bit here and there. But I'm personally, my heart is to do long-term investing that's going to bless my family, my friends, and the people around me. So I'm looking for assets, digital assets, companies that I believe have real utility, adoption, use case, and will hopefully go on to do very well in the future. I do believe blockchain is already revolutionizing the planet. I believe blockchain technology is going to be utilized and adopted more and more in everyday life by ordinary people, governments, institutions, organizations, companies. The internet's going to transform and change, and we're going to see, you know, all of that kind of stuff take place. But I just wanted to bring this video to our attention just to highlight an important issue. There's a phrase that he said, not all that glitters is gold. So be wary of that, you know. And I've got friends that bought cryptos like SafeMoon, you know, and put thousands of dollars into it and lost everything. You know, SafeMoon, for example, what's on the thumbnail of this video, was a massive rug pull. Look at Terra USD, massive rug pull. People lost millions, you know. So we should be wise. We should diversify our investments. We should pray and seek the Lord. We shouldn't be scared to take profits. And if there is one investment that will always be safe, gold and silver, physical gold and silver. So anyway, my next video, I'm going to make a video about wealth transfer. Is the wealth transfer community deceived? So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and see you in the next one. God bless you guys. Hey friends, Ash here, and I want to give you a personal invitation to come and check out the Seer Academy community on Facebook. We have an online community where we predominantly gather on Facebook in a Facebook group just to better get to know each other, support each other, pray for each other, explore God together. So if that's something that you're interested in or something that you're looking for, the link is in the description below, or you can just go on Facebook, under groups, search Seer Academy. You'll find us there. Thanks guys, take care, God bless.